We are asked to sketch the graph of a function that satisfies all of these conditions. So let's take a look at them. The first line we have negative infinity, positive infinity, and negative infinity as x approaches to certain numbers. So this should tell us about the vertical asymptotes of the function. So we want a vertical asymptote at x equals to -3 and a vertical asymptote at x equals to 4. So let's go ahead and put them. 2, 3. So here's our vertical asymptote at -3. And then we have a vertical asymptote at 4 because we get positive and negative infinity for the limits. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a vertical asymptote here. Okay, so next line. Well, let's finish this. So here, as x approaches to -3 on both sides, y values should approach to -infinity. So we know that on two sides of this vertical asymptote, our graph will go to -infinity. So we'll have something like this around here. I'm not going to complete the whole graph yet. I will wait until I know about the horizontal asymptotes. So that's about this vertical asymptote. For this one, if I'm on the right side of 4, y values has to go to positive infinity. So this is 4. Right side of 4, y values will be somewhere here. And on the left side of 4, y values should approach negative infinity. So on the left side of this vertical asymptote, we'll have the piece of the graph like this. Okay, so now we can talk about the horizontal asymptotes. Now, take a look at this. Limit x is approaching to infinity, negative infinity, and x is approaching to infinity. And we have numbers as our answers. So these should be about horizontal asymptotes. This one, since x is approaching to infinity, tells us about the horizontal asymptote on the left-hand side. So on the left-hand side, we have horizontal asymptote -2. So here's our horizontal asymptotes. And I don't really have to do the right-hand side part or left-hand side part because this only tells me about the asymptote on the left-hand side. And so that's -2. And then on the left-hand side, we have horizontal asymptote 1. So y equals to 1 is here. So we should have the horizontal asymptote on the left-hand side. So our function, the graph of our function, will be close to this asymptote on the left side and close to this horizontal asymptote on the right side. Now we can sketch the graph. So I'll make my pen a little thicker. So on the left side, I want to have a horizontal asymptote at 1. So a possible function could be something like this. On the other side of -3, I want to start from here. And then I want to end up here. So I can have some options. You know, I could just draw my function like this, or I could go up and then down and then up and then down. So I can have several things. It doesn't really matter how I draw it, as long as I satisfy the conditions for the vertical asymptotes, and I'll go with the simplest for graph. Okay, so finally for this one, I want to start here because of this condition. Then I would like to have a horizontal asymptote on the right side at -2. So I will just come here all the way to the down and have horizontal asymptote at -3. So this is an example of a function which satisfies all of these conditions. Of course, there could be more than one examples for this.